Hey guys, this is SoulRack333 with another review, and here I have the Legacy Ironhide, Studio Series Ironhide, whatever this is. This is actually going to be kind of a custom modification for this figure. I already did one of the modifications that I saw posted. I went ahead and did the hip skirt mod. So instead of this being just one hunk of plastic, you just remove the pin. Get a pin puncher, remove the pin, remove this, and then just cut within those slots and then reinsert. And now when you do the leg articulation, only one of the panels will move up instead of the whole thing. So that's a lot better. I'm thinking of just gluing this in place, but then again, I don't think I need to, since only that piece moves. I try to be perfect with this, so when I cut, I did kind of move a little bit inward, so it's not perfect. And then I had to do some light sanding so that there's less friction there. So I feel good about that. If they ever do ratchet, I'm going to do the same modification. And I'm going to do the same modification I'm about to do here. And the thing I never liked about this, I don't understand why you would do this, but you have that L1 molded right onto the clear plastic. First you have the ugly screw going through that clear plastic, but then they had to mold that. Like, they couldn't figure out a way to just put it somewhere else. I mean, I don't get that. I mean, you don't see front window right there, but I did go ahead and do it on the right side, and as you can see, it's gone and it's clean. So I'll show you what I did, and hopefully I can do it in real time. Just unscrew this. I think I can do it in real time because it really didn't take long, but if you want it perfect, you do have to take your time with it. So unscrew this, and I think the hardest part was actually putting this back on, because you have this hinge kind of in the way. There you go. So there's the piece. Set this aside, and it's actually, I thought it was molded into the plastic, but it's actually raised, which means all you gotta do is just carve it. So I try to have a firm grip here, and there you go, little piece. And it still shows on the other side, but just keep carving away at it. Try to keep the blade perfectly flat with the surface. Of course, try not to cut yourself. And you just keep doing this till it's gone. Because you got to be careful, because you don't have a lot of room. I can feel like it gripping on there. I can feel that raised number one. And you just keep doing that until you don't see anything on the other side. There you go. I guess I'm doing a little shaving. There's less of it on this side. And that's all I'm doing, just a little shave. But I'm careful not to dig into the plastic. I don't want to carve anything in there. It's almost gone. And it's gonna look a little smudged, but once you insert it back in, that smudge won't be that visible because you have that red plastic on the inside kind of hiding it. So you see the shavings right there. I can still feel a little grip. Now, I'm gonna get as close as I can. I actually don't feel it. I'm gonna keep at it. I think that's it. Yep, gone. There's a little smudge. Thought I needed this, but I don't think I do. I don't feel smooth. Yep. Now I think before I insert this, now this piece has the same issue. It's going to be tricky because I can't remove this. But I think I got a good angle. I have a firm grip, but I don't want it to slip and then cut into this plastic. There you go. Still visible. And I imagine I'm gonna have to do this to the ratchet if they make that figure. I mean, this is just stupid. Why would you do that? I do think that Hasbro approaches these as toys for little kids, which of course they are, but because they're for little kids that they can get away with stuff like this. These are children's toys. They're not going to care, and I'm sure little kids won't care, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't care. You're the one making these. Don't make them ugly. Put a yellow line on this guy. You know, they said when the Studio Series line began with the movie figures, they did say they were those were gonna be more accurate, movie accurate. They weren't gonna skimp on the paint and the details, but that didn't take long for them to stop to do that. This one's a little tricky. And so as we get further into the Studio Series line, you see lack of paint, hollow figures, cheap plastic quality. I think I did a better job on the right side, so I'll continue. 11 minutes into this. Right. Careful not to carve into the plastic. Yeah. I think this is best I can do. Yep. That's good. And now the hardest part is putting this in here, because this slides in here, but then you don't have enough room, you barely have enough room for this to go over that hinge. That's why I want to make sure I got this right. I don't want to take this off again. Really tricky. Makes me think when they assemble this, they put this window in, then put the arms in afterwards. Oh, man, it's fighting me. I want to do this on camera, not off. Ah, there it is. Boom. Snaps in there. And screw this in here. There it is, clean. You know, I mean, like if that little bit of detail doesn't bother you, then there's no need to do any of this. But man, that was just ugly. I didn't like the look of it. And then also what occurred to me that I guess if you want that G1 Ironhide look, there he is. And there is Studio Series Ironhide with none of that stupid L1 R1 on those side windows. 15-minute modification. Thanks for watching, guys.